So we are at the flowing well, also known as an artesian well, and the good news about this well, it's so deep, there's pressure in there, it pushes the water out, it does not need a pump. If the hurricane knocks your power out and you need water, we've always got water here. Good, cold, clean water. Anyway, last time the power went off for 8 days, I ran this hose up to the house into the bathroom window. I could flush the toilet. If you take a shower in the sunshine, that black hose would heat up. Anyway, free water for the garden. It's just a long ways to run a hose to the garden. So we're using a water trailer. So the plan is to use this straw, and we're going to siphon water down using gravity to pump it out, and it'll water the garden. Not here, in the garden. That's why it's in a trailer. We can haul it to the garden. Anyway, I'm using scraps from when I built the house. Let's make up some kind of contraption. So out here in the garage, I've got a plumbing drawer. These are scraps that are left over from when I built my house. That was about 20 years ago. And what I needed was some pipes and some 90s. I only found one 90s, but I've got these T's with caps. That's the equivalent of a 90. We're going to use this pipe, and we're making a gravity-powered siphon pump. That's what we're doing. And I've got a PVC cutter. I just don't know where it is right this second. This is quick and easy. Just got my ear protection and my safety glasses on. Here we go. And if you saw the wire nuts earlier and thought, what's that got to do with anything? That's my ear protection. Anyway, we've got this piece that goes down into the drum. We've got this piece that goes down to the ground, pumping it down to the crops. And if we put this piece here, we're almost done. So our siphon pump is in place. This straw goes down to the bottom of the drum, comes across, goes down. If we fill this whole pipe up, it should siphon water out. Let's go downstairs and fill up the pipe system, the pump. Let's fill up the pump with some water. I hear bubbles in the tank. Now I hear no bubbles. Should be good to go. That's a pretty good flow. So if we cap this and then go to the garden. So before we head to the garden, two things. One, I hope this old raggedy trailer makes it. And two, my crops that I'm going to water, they've just sprouted, and I'm thinking this flow could wash them out of the ground. So I built this shower head, and it might be too much power also. It'd be good for the corn that's already 4 foot tall, but for the little tiny sprouts that just came up, that might be better. So this is the garden. Everything needs water, but especially this last row. I just planted it. They're just starting to sprout. At least this stuff over here has longer roots. And if you look over there, the red one, that's Motomo. It's pulling a tiller. That's the latest, greatest thing in the garden. That's a whole separate video. I'll leave a card in this video to show how I did that one. And I've got kernel in low range, so we can go slow and get it good and wet. And if you're wondering, this is okra we're watering. We've made it to the squash area. Let's keep going. So that turned out pretty great. All these little small sprouts here, that's corn. All these little blades of green are corn. If you go back a little ways, there's some zucchini, there's some squash. We started out on okra. Over on the other side, there's some taller corn. Let's put on the bigger shower head. And if you're wondering how much water we used, if we look in there, looks like it's about here. So we got a long ways to go. So that was fun. I think for the rest of the water, I'm just going to park right there and let it flow. We'll come back later and see where it all went.